What's up, fellow men and women? We've got Brett and Ev Dog here, and today, we're going to be getting into that banter.
Just a bit of banter, eh?
Just a bit of banter.
Just a bit of banter.
Just a bit of bedroom banter.
Ooh.
We just got done talking about a new music video idea. We got those 3 new songs coming, and we storyboarded-ish. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's not a classic storyboard, but it's storyboard-ish.
Yeah, we got shots listed.
Shots listed.
If it doesn't even matter when you're watching this, but in this world, we're filming it next weekend, and then, at some point, you'll be able to see it. It's going to be great.
When it is up, I'll put a little link right there for it.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out, mother brothers.
I'm generally so stoked to make these new music videos because the last 3 we made are freaking awesome. Yo, the Joker really wants to talk.
The poster's just clapping.
Should we put a pin in them?
We could.
He's literally.
I just don't understand. I've never seen it do that.
Maybe is it the way the backpack's shooting that air up at him?
Let's do this.
Amen.
Hey.
We got the Joker clap situation figured out, and now I just would like to ask both of these fellow brethren, if you could be one type of dragon, what would you be? A fire-breathing dragon, a ice-breathing dragon, or a poison kind of spitting dragon,
like Venom?
Or acid spitting, acid poison. But with that, never mind. I don't even have to say it. For the ice guy, your weakness is fire. For the fire guy, your weakness is ice. And for the venom guy, sorry, both of those two can fuck you up. But you can fuck both of them up too, because you can just melt right through them. So It's yeah.
Before I answer, I want to say thank you for providing options. When you first just said what kind of dragons were you want to be, where my mind went to, dude, was such a weird place. Because I was like, fuck, dude, what kind of dragons are there? How many types of dragons do I know? None. The answer is 0, bro. I was going to make some shit up. So thank you for giving us answers.
Bro, one that came to my mind immediately, though, and may have some input on my answer, is the Fire Lord.
Yeah.
That's the first dragon that popped into my mind. I was like, Fire Lord.
See, the first one that...
No, but I picked poison, dude, hands down.
Poison? Yeah. Acid spin?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Fire.
Fire? Okay, yeah. That's kind of funny. I would have picked ice, so we all would have gotten one.
Wow,
so,
heck yeah.
What do you think Drew would be? What Drew? I'm putting Drew's going to pick fire, then venom, then ice.
I'm doing fire, ice, then venom for Drew.
You know what? Fine. I'm going to say ice, venom, then fire.
Drew, what dragon would you be?
Man, what we gotta know?
Comment down below which dragon you think. And that doesn't just go for our Drew. If your name is Drew or Andrew, comment down below what dragon
you better be commenting. We don't really want to know. Okay, yeah.
Good question, man.
Yeah, dude, it's one I've been thinking about. It's been keeping me up sometimes at night. I pray about it, and I just figured I have to ask it finally.
Dragons, I definitely believe in the dragon as not just the spiritual symbol of what it is in storytelling, but I literally believe dragons roam this.
We have too much art. We have too much art that literally.
Why do we have
so many paintings of people fighting them if they weren't here? It just doesn't make sense to me, especially at a time where imagination, as much as it was high, it wasn't to the
real stuff.
Yeah, they were actually painting.
Is everything fair game then? All of it?
So
dragons, giants, unicorns. Fairies, pixies, goblins, gnomes.
I think they all existed at a point
isn't
of
it called an
human
Enoch or something?
So,
or isn't that another term for giants? Or Enochs?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Literally have living Enoch DNA. That's where elephants came from. So in some way, shape, or form, Enoch/giants are real. That is 100%.
Yeah.
Or were.
Dude, how about the fact that the word giant even exists, man?
Yeah.
We're gigantic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We use the word giant to describe things that are big.
Yo, I think, and I'm kind of sure the guys will but I do believe a point in a distant past that may not even be as distant as we're led to believe. That magic and those beings roam the world because here's the thing. The main reason why is really just the feeling of we can imagine a lot of things, you know? But like to some principle, even if it's not as literal as we're thinking, I just feel like I really just don't feel like why the fuck would you make them up?
So are you trying to say that just because they exist in collective consciousness, they're already real, even if they weren't real?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which
like,
literally
even if
makes...
they never did walk the earth, right? And I hope they did. I'm not going to fully say I believe they did, right? But because they exist and are known at such a mass scale for such a long time of like the history of humanity, that they had to have been, or that even if they're not, they might as well be, and that they are.
Yeah.
You know what
it's
I mean?
kind of like how Santa's real, even if Santa's not real.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, like, if I had a gun to my head and I had to pick, is Santa a real being? Yes or no? And, like, literal, I'd say no to Santa, but I would, if I had the gun in my head, I'd be like, yes, dragons and fucking gnomes totally were on the same planet I was. And if I lost that, I'd accept it, because that gets crazy.
Oh,
but they're just so, like, dude, just like the dragons alone, man, like, I've seen a couple undocumented places. I don't know the for sure evaluation, the like how much backing there is, but I've seen from multiple sources that like China literally had like official like dragon keepers
so sick.
up until like the 1600s, I believe it was. So it's like, what the fuck are those documents for?
Do you think that we've completely eradicated the dragons, or do you think that we're just keeping them hidden from the world?
I think men who are scared of dragons' powers and couldn't follow the wisdom slayed the dragons.
Well, no, I actually know the answer. So, no matter what animal it is, we know this from zoos. If you put it in a cage, it doesn't grow. We kept on putting it in tinier cages till they weren't the giant dragons, till we could just step on them. They lost their wings because they didn't need them anymore. They lost their ability to fight and those different things because they didn't need them to a mass scale.
We bred them into submission, dude.
Yeah, we literally
didn't destroy them.
It's the same thing we did with. It's the same thing we did with saber-tooths to becoming tigers and lions,
bro.
Yeah,
look at a pug.
Literally,
I mean, I'm definitely open to that.
You're right, man.
I'm definitely open
That's
to
literally
that
what
reality.
happened.
Yeah, I'm not against that at all.
I think also a lot of men could have just like slayed them out of scariness.
Too.
Dude, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
That's the beginning, man.
Yeah, like, if that was the main way, I totally see that. But I just think men, at some point, started, like, becoming fearful of the dragon rather than, like, flying on dragons. I seen a badass quote, like pretty much pussy slay dragons, real men flew them. And I was like, dude, I don't even care. Let me dream
Jon
that
Snow.
my ancestors flew dragons.
Thank you, Jon Snow. But also, fuck you, the directors of Game of Thrones, because Daenerys wouldn't have slaughtered everybody. You fucking piece of shit.
That's what's cool, dude, is like, there's like half depictions of dragons being like sentient, fucking like intelligent beings, you know what I mean, that can communicate with humans and like you know
Rick and Morty.
But then there's also like, they are just big dumb dinosaur monsters. Either way, dude, fucking sweet. I hope they existed.
Yeah.
Bro, and if the thing is, it's fine if they didn't, but their story and their lore and our human consciousness is so powerful. It's freaking no. Either way, they're not here. So whether they
if
were
I had
or
to
weren't,
pick a team, gun to my head, I'm Team Dragons too, bro.
I'm Team Dragons too.
At least we both died together.
Well, yeah, that leads to question number 2 then. Brett kind of already brought it up. What type of gnome would you rather be? I'm assuming you guys have watched the historical accurate Romeo and Juliet, red or blue gnome.
I mean, dude, my first answer when you asked it was going to be garden. So.
Yeah, we all got it.
Yeah, I want red pants, blue shirt, blue hat, a big white beard. That's what I want.
Nice. I like that.
I'm led to believe without anything other than, once again, a gut feeling in my body that gnomes are probably assholes.
Dude, that's what like gnomes and them are
look
known
at
for.
little
Stealing people's shit and hiding it.
I was gonna say look at little people, but then I was gonna say look at you two. I'm just kidding.
No, for real. Like, if I get to hang out with like an elf, a dragon, a gnome, a giant, a Sasquatch, like gnomes are definitely at the bottom of the list. Maybe that's why they're assholes, because they're just pissed. Like, why does no one ever pick me to hang out with?
No one wants to be a gnome. Dragons get all the fucking shit.
Damn. Yo, the mystical world's fun either way because the mystical stuff like that, it's like aliens are a far out thought, like the mystical stuff, but the mystical stuff like is like based in Earth, you know? Mm-hmm. Aliens are like extraterrestrial
still
things.
Outside of this world.
Yeah, where the mystical stuff, even though it's like a far out thought, like their origins are from like
they're still,
our same place, which is cool.
100%.
Bro.
Dude, that makes them so cool. Lord of the Rings, too, is just such a good story that like analogizes life that makes it once again like
one of the greatest stories ever told.
Like you meet like gremlins and like knights and wizards out in real life.
Yeah,
to this day.
Totally, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because they don't fucking have pointed ears and fucking blue skin and sharp teeth doesn't mean they're not fucking orcs. Man.
Me and Nick dealt with 2 gremlins today. They were crazy.
Bro, those characteristics of people, but then you also meet the dude who walks in and you instantly like I just feel safe, and if bad shit happens, I'm like, that dude's on my team. Like I want him on my team.
I'm with the wizard.
I'm happy I've been called a dragon too.
That's literally one hell of a compliment.
Dragon
or one nuts. Heavenly compliment.
Dragon D's nuts.
Dragon D's nuts. You've heard this. I was working at Vans and the crackhead came in, walked right up to me. You look like a dragon. No pussy dragon. One that would totally destroy the village. Just turns around.
That's one of the best compliments you could receive.
Bro, crackheads give the best compliments
I think crackheads are actually the best people.
Remember the gas station?
Might be a controversial thought.
Who said, "Fuck you, Spider-Man"?
Wait, on tour?
Yeah, when we were in Florida.
Oh,
fuck you, Spider-Man.
We've had too many crackhead run-ins that
fuck you, Spider-Man.
Dude, I don't even know if it was
like Spider-Man?
No. Crackhead.
I mean, so funny.
Could pull Andrew Garfield's like role from a crackhead's perspective. Match big crackhead, you'd be like, "Fuck, that's Andrew Garfield."
No way, dude. They wouldn't even know who that is. If I'm thinking true crackhead, there's no chance they know.
Yo,
like anything about like who's in what movie.
Or who.
I don't
they
know,
are.
I don't know if it was a crackhead. But that time in Vermont when we were there about this time last year, and they just started yelling across the street.
Oh, the lady with her.
Dude, that's crackhead energy. You don't have to be on crack or a crackhead to have crackhead energy.
Yeah, wait,
like
where were we?
Vermont.
Do you know what's crazy?
Burlington. The one-off show.
What was she doing?
Dude.
She was pushing a like baby stroller with a ton of clothes on it.
Yeah.
And it's sad the more you think about it. And she was just screaming
fuck. Yeah. I remember that because me and Jake just like were grabbing stuff like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she had her voice literally sounded like a demon.
It literally sounded like,
as loud as
it sounded like she was in pain and like she needed God's help.
Yeah,
hopefully she found it.
Yo.
And all that crap.
Dude, I just can't imagine what that lady's voice would sound like 10 hours later.
Zone in your spirit.
Damn, dude. Oh,
yeah, I guess
the crackheads. I had a run
after
in.
this, I had
a run in when I was hanging in Ann Arbor and just jamming.
To crackheads.
Jamming on the streets. I've shared with you guys, but like it's crazy to play the streets in like cities because like people you kind of phase into like homeless reality and like rest of the world reality. You go like back and forth between the people and like are accepted in both.
Yeah.
But sitting in like just like the homeless people circle, hearing their stories, I asked them like just about all the crazy drugs, and at first they're like, "You can't do crack, man. Like, don't do that to your spirit." I was like, "Bro, that's what I'm asking. I want to know because I'm never gonna fucking
I'm never
try."
gonna do it, but you already did, so you should just tell me about it.
And this one dude,
afraid, man.
This one dude who was there, this one homie who were like train hoppers, right? Either way, he's like, "Yeah, man, some people smoke crack and they start growing at people running down the street naked, and like I can just smoke crack and chill out. It's awesome."
Oh God.
He's like, "I just like to sit." I'm like, "Bro, isn't it hard to stop smoking crack?" He's like, "Yeah, but eventually I just get up and leave the circle and it's cool, man."
Oh God.
And he's like, "But most people, a lot of them don't do that." But it was so crazy to talk to a dude who hasn't smoked crack for weeks, who just likes to just not be a part of society and just roam around. Is like a grounded dude, did not have any danger vibes.
Right.
But he's like, "Yeah, I just like to wander around and smoke crack every now and then and see all the crazy people high on it." Dude, and that's like
you actually are just living your life, huh?
Yeah.
That was a crazy experience because no doubt it was like a a conscious crackhead. We're like crackheads that we on tour, like
you conscious crackhead.
They're not fucking in there. Right. This dude was in there. And he's I'm experimenting with life. Like, how long have you two known each other? Like, this dude, I just met him last week. We're best friends now, though. Damn. So yeah, that was that changed my perspective on all crackheads. That's for sure.
You opened you up.
Yeah, like you're all not fucking batshit bonkers.
So speaking of like crackheads, what do you guys think of Theo Von?
I think he's pretty funny, man.
I love him.
Good stuff out there.
I love him.
Yeah, he's a good, funny guy.
Theo Von cracks me up and is inspiring because he's so honest.
How much money to suck his cock?
Suck his cock.
How much money would I give him? Or how much money would I have to be given?
Either way, man.
I mean, like, if I suck his cock and that means like I literally don't have to worry about money for the rest of my life and like our band's pretty famous.
What's the lowest amount?
I wouldn't. I would like give him all my money to do that one. But if like he's paying me to like suck his cock,
it'd have to be life setup wise.
It'd probably like
be like, dude, just let me hang out with you every once in a while.
Honestly, I'd just be like, I'd be like,
me out, bro.
Let our band on your podcast.
Yeah, can
420 times.
Is bartering fine? We doesn't have to be money.
Yeah, and then
the lowest amount. I guess it does not have to be a financial.
Then I'd be like,
I just need a kiss.
And I want to slap you after. Because like
shit.
If I'm sucking your dick, I'm slapping you.
Yeah. I need to show you. Yeah,
you disrespected me by putting me in this position. So I'm gonna hit you, but then it's fine.
Yeah, like I'm not even gonna hit. I'm just gonna smack. I'm gonna smack the shit. Yeah. Like you might spit, but that's it. Yeah, exactly.
That's for making me do that, Theo. No, here's the thing. I know I'm not Theo's type, so I don't have to worry about it.
I wouldn't ask you.
Nope. He'd look at me and be like, why would I have you do it when Bo and Evan are in here?
Warp Zone.
Yeah, Theo Von's definitely became one of my. I've always been into him.
Bobby
one of my
Lee.
favorite comedians. Bro, like but Theo Von did a podcast with the great the Trussell brand. No, not Russell Brand.
The Trussell brand.
Russell Brand's amazing. I meant Duncan Trussell.
Oh, I did see clips of that.
And I want to see those two talk because Duncan, man, Duncan's sweet. I like Duncan's all those dudes because they're so pure. They can say fuck shit and it's funny, but it's also honest. But they're being honest with the dark sides of their brain that like actually think certain things. Yeah. And then they get it out there and they laugh because they're like, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah. You gotta admit to your darkness and straight up laugh at it so it doesn't eat at you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You gotta laugh at that shit and go, you ain't got power on me.
That's one of the human's greatest superpowers, man.
Yeah.
Being able to literally transform emotions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that is a superpower.
It is,
bro,
man.
That's one thing. And just...
Yeah. That's recording?
Yeah. It's recording. The memory card got pulled, but now we're back. And...
Yeah. We're back. And
none of us remember what we were talking about before the camera died, so we're just going to keep it going.
Yeah, while right before it did turn off, I did just say simply something about why do we do things out of the kindness of our hearts, and then sometimes we do things where we want something in return. Like, what is that simple switch that changes that? And, yeah.
Whether it changes selflessness into selfishness or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like feels like love and lust to me.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
And like it can be like a fine line because the actions of both are similar, the desires of both are similar. But I think like ultimately, man, I think it takes really special powers to be on one side all the time.
Bro, 100%, man.
Yeah,
even if that is foreign righteousness,
yeah,
and because there could be an argument.
Exist in all of us at all times, and like, dude, not trying to say every moment of your life is a fucking spiritual battle in your head, but like. In these moments you're talking about that you just said, that is what it is.
Yeah, that's like...
Not every moment is that, but those moments are.
Yeah, because it's so weird on how, like, when you are dealing with people, like, I can admit there are different times for sure, even, like, when we're loading in and loading out, it's like, okay, I'm going to try to load in as much as I can, so at the night I'm like, I brought everything in, you guys fucking take it out. That's selfish, why not just do it? Like... it's so weird on how you almost... I feel like it's whenever you plan rather than flowing. It's just another one of those things. When you flow, you're not expecting. But when you are planning ahead, you're simply expecting. Yeah, something like along those lines.
I think that's definitely close. Very close to it. As much as I believe just flowing with it, I do think like there's some great human element of like having a goal.
Dude, I would feel like the next step in like that would be not just a goal, but an intention or a will, and like stepping outside of the thought of whichever one you want, right? And choosing the one you want instead of just reacting. You know what I mean?
100%. It honestly,
it's
in a weird way,
both.
In a weird way, it analogizes to what I was talking to Nick also about today, right before leaving work. I was just like, planned it all day to go hit chest, but I was like, tomorrow's my last day of the gym. I know if that's leg day and I end up having to work all day tomorrow because it does snow and Colin can't come in, last thing I'm wanting to do is go hit legs. So I was like, I'm going to hit legs today, so tomorrow, no matter what, I'm excited to go hit chest. And it was just like, really? You're just about to like switch that up on yourself? And I was just like, I feel like, yeah, and just like, I'm going to make sure my mind knows my body's in control. And then he was just like, don't you want your mind in control? I was like, to an extent. And then it just shot to something I heard. I have no idea where I heard this from. It's just in the back of my mind. Some dude said it's a great idea when you're in your nice warm shower and you're thinking about turning it cold because you know it is for some weird reason really good for you and you just don't. Fucking do it. Show your mind your body's in control. So then when you're walking anywhere and those thoughts of anxiety start to come, you know, fuck that, I'm in control. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, I was just like, so different things like that. I'm like, I'm just going to start implementing. Because I will say, the only time I ever don't do things is when my mind takes control.
Yeah, and that's partially why I love Theo Von, of watching him be him, is like, I feel like you don't have to worry about your filter if you purify your filter. And as much as like we have worked on it as people, and just to have grown up in families of like that conscious awareness of not being a complete fucking shithead asshole and letting all that shit out on everyone. Like, since we're humans, we have something to purify, so that's where it's good to have like a goal of like purification. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, you need to like trust your filter as is, and also sometimes the only way to purify is like letting shit run through.
Straight up.
You guys know the ultimate test to know if someone's a good person or a fucking bad member of society?
If they like raisins or not?
This is, people say this, and honestly, I 100% agree with it. The shopping cart.
Yeah.
There's no responsibility to fucking put the shopping cart back. There would be no repercussions if you don't. But it's something that's so easy that you fucking should do for everybody to make it easier on everyone else.
I used to beg my mom to, when we were leaving Kroger, when nobody else was in the parking lot, to let me go grab all of them and like
push them in for him.
Yeah, push them in for him, and she'd always just be like, "You're such a fucking weirdo," and I don't know why I wanted to either.
Bro, to me, that's like picking up trash. It's like,
bet you all the workers were so happy a little kid did that.
Not throwing garbage on the ground in the first place.
Yeah, or if you do see it, just picking up and just putting it in the can. Like, I don't think it does anything other than like in life being like a video game. Those are like gold coin moments, or like breaking something down and getting it. Like little task that you don't have to do. Well, dude, it's like side mission. Like, in my head, when I see trash, I see it so much and have felt like kind of like and not an ADD. What's like a compulsive thing? It's like became such a compulsive thing to pick up trash, and I see it as such a good
it's almost,
feeling. Yeah, that I literally see trash now. I'm like, I'm gonna leave that can for somebody else's opportunity. Like, I can't steal all these gold coins.
You're evolving your mind so intrusive thoughts are simply just actual thoughts that would help humanity, rather than being like, go fucking take that guy's toupee off his head.
Instead of thinking, oh, this place fucking sucks, look at all this trash. It's more so like, man, this place is great. Let's just get all this trash out of here so it's even better.
Yeah,
and it's almost kind of, I feel like I don't even believe in fully karma to the extent of where it matters, but I do feel like, bro, I just hit a jackpot of like, boop, boop, boop. Or like, it's like seeing a lot of cards out. Like, you just get to do, dude, I love doing good things. Because it makes me feel good without having to try to feel good.
Right.
Yeah,
and when I see trash, I literally see like, there's a good feeling gold coin. There's a good feeling good coin.
Then it's very funny because you have so many sad people on this earth, and it's like, well, why do you keep on doing the exact same thing all the time? Insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. If you want a different result, try being kind, being good. You might feel kind and good.
Isn't pleasure either. Like the ways I feel good, I feel good through pleasure. Don't get me wrong. Pleasure is, I love pleasure. I also love pain, but neither of those things make me feel good. It's like, true soulful satisfaction that no one has to see. It's like between me and God of like, I told you to do that and you did it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's listening to my intuition. That's what it is. And like even
intuition over intrusive.
Yeah. Like if
literally,
I see someone at a coffee
yourself,
shop,
just flowing down the river, dude, not getting stuck in all the stuff that gets caught in the water.
You see someone, you like their shirt, you like their hair, tell them. Don't be like, oh man, what if they think I'm trying to get something from? At least that can get in my head like, oh no, I may sound weird. It's like, bro, you're more weird for thinking that it's weird to tell someone
they got a cool shirt on. Yeah, like, dude, it's a cool shirt. What's the big deal? You just thought it was cool,
right? Hey, you people listening, I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care if you're wearing nothing. And so you even looking better than I thought. But you looking beautiful right now, like most likely. Unless you sadly were one of those kids who just came out looking like you got beat by a freaking stick. Like,
and it's not your fault that you don't look good, but your soul's probably
you're still beautiful. You're still beautiful. Right. Somebody's gonna love you. I still love you.
Oh man.
But yeah, we love you. You're beautiful. And
and if you're ugly, don't be.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're also pissed off that we never got to see Tim Burton's Superman with Nicolas Cage, because all of us are.
I mean, I'm okay.
I just, after knowing that could have been a thing, I want to just at least see it. I would love to.
After seeing him test run in the costume, I'm good. I'm never seeing it.
But if you guys haven't seen it in a few years, you know what you need to watch ASAP? George of the Jungle.
It's a great movie.
It's so
I've
good.
never as an adult watched
George of the Jungle, swinging to that tree.
It is so funny, man.
Here, let me just peep it on my iPhone.
We might have to watch that instead of Sassy tonight.
Oh, Dad said call me. Dad, I'm going to say give me 10 ?
Dad, you need to learn
podcasting. This
patience.
is super important.
You're at a winery with Mom. What could possibly need us for? Bert, more importantly.
Maybe
let's theoreticize. Maybe the Atlantic Mafia showed up and was like, you guys have been taking our penguins. They were like, bro, we don't got no fucking penguins. And then it was basically a long thing about figuring out who the fuck has these penguins. They're trying to call us to know if we know who has the penguins.
Dude, I get it, but we both know Dad hates penguins.
So we probably did take them.
So he's like, Brett, call me. You told the Atlantic Mafia I hate penguins, bro. Oh yeah, but he hates penguins.
Anybody have any... Well, I was going to ask if anybody had any weird dreams lately, but I did have one that I do want to share. I don't even know, like, necessarily the context of it. I just remember, like, waking up and being like, the fuck did I just experience? There was a lot of people, like, everybody we know, and, like, there was Nick. It was genuinely, like, the band, and, like, most of the people who always are there at our shows, like Paige, Sophie, Sophie's parents were there. Or her dad was. I don't know I know for a fact her dad was because I know his face. But like Mom and Dad was. All of the Primo crew was there. And then JT Metzinger for my soccer team was there too. It was really just weird.
Shout out JT.
But we were just like partying, and it wasn't that like a bomb went off or anything, but we were just all together. Then I had a visual of like just. I don't know how to like describe it. It was literally like just black with like color, and then I literally just woke up and I was like, "The fuck just happened there?" Like it just was really honestly weird and profound. Yeah, that's about it.
Died and came to heaven.
I literally had no idea. Yeah, it was just a weird dream that had nothing to it, but just like what happened? Because something happened, but I didn't know what. Yeah.
Slipped away.
Yeah, it was just...
Bro, I've been having weird dreams, and your thought of, like, a bomb of sorts possibly being a thing led me to this feeling today that I felt at a coffee shop. The coffee shop I was at, and while I was in the shop working on the computer, updating the website, so now you can find out all the Tranquility shows by going to www.glowbitch.com. That is glowbtch.com. Scroll down to the body and you can see our upcoming shows. That's what I was doing. And in the midst of doing that, a fucking like phone alert went off on everyone's, and like just with all like just propaganda and life and things and just like peace alone, before I looked to actually see what it was, I was like, if this is the end of the world alarm, just be thankful you gotta experience life and don't freak out. Like, don't be the person who freaks out in here. So before I went and looked at it, it was like a missing kid. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't have to not freak out about that, but also, like, don't get too pissed off that, like, you can't just go Batman this shit right now, because, like, you really want to, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to be like, okay, look out for that black 4-door with, like, the 743 license plate. Or, like, and then just, like, leave it at that. But that Ambler and her and it just... Dude, those are so crazy, our weather advisories, and you can tell everyone in the store is like, what the fuck is going on?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the mass text message.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So, okay.
Imagine what a gunshot in a crowded area would fucking beep, 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 people freeze, fucking guns, what you gonna do?
So, I've seen this before. I want to know what your guys' take, like what you guys would do. If you had access to the National Emergency Hotline and you could send a text to every phone in America at the same time, what would it be?
What would it be?
Oh, man.
I know,
Gosh.
My first thing that came to my mind is not what it would actually be.
Mine would probably be something deep, like love yourself. Don't forget that, like, you're never alone. You got people to the left and right. But then also there's a part of me that would just want to put, you're all about to fucking die. And then also put, I'm freaking the fuck out. Somebody call my family. Where's my family? Haven't seen them forever. I'm a fucking computer. What the fuck? And then send.
You guys should have treated me and everyone better than letting all the bombs go.
Oh, man, dude.
Bro, first thought in my head, and I want to do it, maybe it'd be somewhere in the bottom of the paragraph, was www.globit.com.
Just the link.
I can't think of anything like crazy or funny, so it would probably be 8 = capital.
Just your penis, they're just looking at it.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Or
see, the real message I would put like out on there, I can't say on YouTube.
Or it'd be like the person to your right, you have to kill. He's gonna kill you first. And then everybody would freak out.
Yo, that's crazy. This leads me to a conversation that Bo and I were talking about kind of the other day, and a couple of my other friends that came up, is that I, just like everyone, can get mad at certain higher forces to think how they manipulate common man against each other. Mm-hmm. And this isn't for me to get mad at my common man, but it literally is only common man's fault and not even these higher forces' fault that we allow certain things to cause us such chaos. Because really, even if we all got the worst text right now or end of the world power, anything, everyone freaking out only makes the matter worse, rather than if everyone actually stayed calm and it's like, yo, this is our chance to actually build a new momentum in a direction we want. But then as I was thinking that in a moment of chaos, we can't even do that in day-by-day life when we have all these blessings. So it's not to get mad at anyone, but it made me feel less frustrated with certain forces that we all know can be quite manipulative. Because it's like, it's truly crazy how much everything is just the power you give it. And you can't blame all the people, but damn, it's good to have friends, be surrounded by people who, like, can stay calm.
Don't support the U.S. government.
No.
Yeah, if I didn't have to pay 30% of my taxes to stay out of prison, I wouldn't.
I can't think of a single governmental body where I'm like, yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah.
They for sure care about
the only one I could possibly say is like maybe the Navy now because Dylan's in it. I know they would have my back.
Government.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not like the U.S. government.
No,
that's
it is though.
But like as much as it is, the people I'm talking about aren't though.
Right, well,
They're
the government isn't even a thing. It's made up of every form of government.
Yeah, that's just where it's like. So the U.S. Navy wouldn't back me up, but I feel like him and his platoon, they'd have my back. You know?
That'd
And
be
that's
the
my
craziest
thing, dude. As much as
now.
I hate shit like that, and like do see like the evil in society, we live in a society. At the end of the day, like I do, and I think we would live in a better world if more people did just put their hope into the good of humanity. Because like, bro, I feel like the people I know and surround myself with aren't the greedy dicks who are, you know what I mean, we think of as the old people who run the country. Like, so I have hope that for the future, people that are cool who get it like we do will be the ones who get to take the control.
Yeah,
because I think that the momentum people outweigh the bad.
The momentum is so much actually in that direction that they have to feed us some worse narratives and the most insane literal poisons to our mind, body, and soul to try to make it go the other way. Because there's truly so much good happening.
Evil has the seed inside itself to destroy itself. It's one of my favorite quotes from the Bible.
And that's so freaking sweet. That is cool. Like evil things will rot by themselves.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to break down a wall that's built from evil. They're gonna break it down itself because they're not gonna trust who built the wall, why it's on the other side, because they can't trust anything.
It's crazy to get
when your intrusive thoughts always win. You can't literally trust shit, and that's also where I'm like looking at the world and seeing why there are so many messed up things. It's like, bro, look at Instagram now. When we were in high school, you weren't allowed to have titties or porn accounts and stuff like that. And if you did, they weren't allowed to get too big before they were taken down. Now every single other account is posting titties and pornographic different things. We're just living a different world where the intrusive thoughts won. And with that, you're going to break faster.
Yeah. Dude, the main thing is, I've also been having this thought. The main reason I want to go back to feel 70s is like a world where people had sex before, like for money, for porn, and also out of not real human connection, you know, of
communicating with people without being in person.
Like just seeing a hot girl online
at all.
And you both are posting hot pics and you're like meet up and just like kind of like putting your sexual
back
energy
when you had
in
to do
there.
that shit through the mail.
Yeah, totally. Or like face to face. Like the fact like
you have to have a fucking U.S. postal agent opening up your nudes and being like, oh.
You gotta have that Riz on, baby.
Bro, it's
you gotta
not
spray
even
on the cologne.
It's not even just
get on the nice
sexual.
Jacket. Go to the party. Take the boys too, because they rode with you, because you're the leader, and then the girls gonna be like, damn.
Bro, just all parts of human connection. Promoting shows, having to work more hands on hands. Like, don't get me wrong, these portals have a lot of good, but it'd be cool. It'd just be so cool to actually just experience like a day during any time period where like humans were just more human, because we're still human, and like that's a whole debate or thought. But like these definitely have made us a different kind of human, I imagine, than how they were in like the 70s and 80s.
Well, dude, even look at like
the 40s.
I mean, we're all in our 20s. Imagine, I mean, even look at kids who are like 10, 15, even younger than that. Like, dude, they think way differently than we thought when we were kids.
This is a crazy thing that I saw yesterday, which is kind of goes into that. Us compared to chimps, we only use 0.16% like more consciousness. That's not even 1%, and look at how much farther advanced we are. But that's not for even 1%. If aliens do exist, they're expected to be 5% higher than us.
Yeah.
Think of how we would look like monkeys to them. We would look beyond monkeys to them. We would literally look like slugs because how evolved and consciously aware they are.
Just because of shit that, like,
bro.
Yeah.
Because we can, I mean, anything we can't do, we can at least imagine.
Well, but
whereas, like, if aliens were real, like in the way,
if somebody has 5%,
they would have to be beyond
this
what we can even imagine.
That's the craziest part. A 5%, even a 1% difference increase from us, our biggest geniuses on the planet, that would be their dumbest ideas. That's how that works.
No, totally.
To where it's like you can't actually fathom the amount of technology or what it is. It's another one of those
This leads me to such a deep thought of this is a
and
whole
God
lot
is
of
100% consciousness. So imagine that.
Yeah, that's
for real.
100.
Can't.
It's funny how 1 and 100, like the oneness and 100, are still like in the infinite zeros of it coming together. Either way, with aliens, right? Like, if any way aliens did help us move along, or like we somehow were a slave race to aliens, or like an offset to them, and not even just like some like dark way, just in any sense of it, I have two thoughts. One, like, yes, those are like our creators to this realm, but like we still share that one soul that we all exist, to where like even if they're more advanced to us, we still have the same gateway to the overall creation which we share, which kind of makes them like just like that means something's even smarter than them. Well, ultimately, what I'm saying is, because I hear a lot of conspiracists or like Anunnaki Egyptian things and like worried about them. Dude, in the end of the day, if there's aliens who are smarter than us and like watch us and fuck with us a little, I still get life in this experience to where like I can't imagine how bad it could be, even if like worst case we're in like a fishbowl in a giant ocean somewhere. That's not much different than floating through infinite space or like living.
Like no matter what the consequence of like the existential like thought of how big reality could be doesn't even matter, because you can't strip away the root of consciousness that you have, because like that's all we know. That's all life is.
No matter what happens, and if these beings are powerful enough to like, I'm like a extra dumb monkey, and they still, even if they fucked me or try tapping my soul energy, like ultimately they still are letting me rock and roll.
Well, think about it. A 5% increase you would pass those intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts only come in, like, look at monkeys. They only use intrusive thoughts. When you're at a 5%, you wouldn't have any, to where I believe you would be angelic type beings, to where you would never fuck with something. You don't have the capability of it due to how far your consciousness has expanded.
There's no reason for it to happen.
Negativity, selfishness aren't things.
No, that's what I mean, and a lot of people talk about these beings who create it, at least like
but dude, also
people.
I would argue neither would compassion, and that's why just as much as they maybe aren't caging us, they're not hurting us either. Just like let them get there on their own.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so, because like, dude, even experiencing my own mind expand, I couldn't imagine.
Well,
dude,
that's where I think
in our lives, but in humanity's future, we will become the aliens. We will set across the seas of fucking outer space, dude, and we will find life out there. Yeah. Just like we did here. Just like we grew here, dude, and expanded, we'll do the same thing, man.
Everything's just patterns. Like, we know that's like certainty. Like, they're the patterns and the
that
the
goes
flow
to even
of life
with how many people believe in different simulation things. It's like, so at the end of the day, it all doesn't matter. We were all simply put here for a purpose to expand consciously. So after this life, we are something better. Whether it is for matrix reason, godly reason, or any other fucking reason, we are put here to expand in some way. So after this, we are better. And that's one of the coolest things about it.
It's like trying to give
so the argument of what it is. Yeah. So the argument of what it is. So you're going to say it's a simulation. Funny how you think that's going to be the word for it, though. Like, you think we would have the word that what we're caught in? Right. No, that once you have that word, then you would be able to break out. That's how consciousness works. That's why we have these other works. And so, that's just things where it's an...
And that's where, like, dude, some people don't understand this. And, like, I get it, because, like, a lot of it comes down to like people's like faith and what they choose, you know what I mean, to dedicate or believe in. But like I truly believe at the end of the day it's all right and it's all wrong, and it's a pick your fighter type situation where it's like whatever path you follow, you'll get to the end place that you want to be at. As long as you stick on the path that you want to follow, that you're supposed to follow for whatever it is.
Or you can pick how easy or hard it is. Like,
dude,
you were
same
saying,
thing
pick
though.
your
If
fighter,
you want to walk down the dark and twisted path, man, I think you have that choice, man.
Yeah, it's just like if you go that far that way, you're gonna have to walk back that far too. You know what I mean? And if you stay more straight with it, you aren't taking much time not to go a different direction back because you've been staying.
So,
but it doesn't ever change where.
What we are agreeing that in some way, shape, or form, a higher power manipulated us, so we have basically two routes, light or dark. We are almost agreeing on that. Whatever it is, like they almost.
But you can. But I don't even think it's just light and dark.
Well,
I mean, I think it's everything in between.
Yeah, that's like where the spectrum comes in.
But
where do they end and start?
Yeah,
exactly. That's where it ends and starts. And with that, that's where I do like the Bible, because God's name in the Bible is YHWH. Yahweh, which we have translated that because every breath you take sounds like Yahweh. Yeah. And with that, a divine spirit would basically trick all of humanity into ever being able to not worship or love him in the way so you could know him to get the light. So you would genuinely, subconsciously have to choose the dark or the other dark or routes of life. And that's one of the things, like how we're talking about. It doesn't matter what the stories are and stuff. If your heart and your mind is in the light and in the love for humanity, you
win.
Like that's what I just said. Yeah, exactly. What's the point? That's the point. Yeah. And
it's exactly what you said earlier, bro. It's to become better afterwards.
And
throughout the process. And like you say afterwards, like I don't necessarily mean like afterwards, like after death, but I mean like in your life, be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah,
be
literally.
Better than the day you were before. It doesn't mean every day that light and that spirit is gonna win the fight, but it just means the whole point is to commit and try.
Yeah, do your freaking
isn't
best.
It funny? Because baseline of life, and if you don't do shit, if you just eat them, you just become like massive lard of sadness and depression when you don't like go. It's like baseline, and that's at least in this realm we're in. It's like baseline, kind of like the idea of gravity. Like you're getting pulled down unless you use that spark of light to pick yourself up and move forward.
Yeah,
dude, and moving forward from bedroom dimension to downstairs to workplace to gym, and not being scared of like letting that light shine. Well, I think one thing that a lot of people go through, including myself, is like being intimidating that like, and it is a selfish thought, thinking that your light can like do anything other than inspire other people's lights to come out. Like kind of like being scared, like, oh, am I like being too much for this room right now? And it's like, you can't, because if you are, it's just because other people aren't.
Or even with that, it's a
too.
Weirdly selfish thought to think anybody's focusing on you.
Yeah, that's a true thing, because most people are so in their own heads.
That's one thing I was talking.
The only one who is you.
Well, yeah, most of the time, everybody's too worried that they're going to be judged, so they're never just living their life. Where it's like, dude, that's so selfish. When you're living selfless and just straight up being yourself because you're not afraid of judgment, due to the fact it's like you literally are incapable of thinking of those areas at those times. And
it's like everyone's weird. We just agree like what's allowed to be weird at times, when really everyone's so weird, and a lot of times it's trying to act not to be weird.
I'm air drumming everywhere. It's like, wait, you're telling me you don't hear those drums and you don't want to do this? You're a fucking liar. At least I'm being real with myself. like I said earlier, oh shit, I was truthful with myself. Yeah, it was just one of those things.
You know what I find funny, and because I do it often, especially as of late, I love smiling at people, and how many people you can smile at,
and they don't know
they
what
look
to
at
do.
you literally like,
why are you smiling?
Like, are you trying to fuck me?
It's a Monday at 12:30. Why are you smiling at me? So I just ripped my bong and now I'm delivering you a Moscacholi, and I don't know why you didn't just come pick it up.
Dude, that's how I feel. That's how the look I get from like dudes and girls when I just smile at them. Some people are like, "Are you trying to like fuck me?" And like they just so off put of like, "What are you trying to do?" And I just like,
I think it's because they want to fuck you, dude. That's them putting that on you, man.
It's like, do you want to fuck me or do I want to fuck you? No, I'm just smiling. You're adding everything else.
You put all that
at least
shit in the equation, my friend.
Or whatever the realm of confusion is. Just funny whenever I just see someone just smile. Because a lot of people will smile back or give a little something, what up? But there's a good amount of people who are literally like, have no idea like what's happening.
I got a personal challenge for you guys that is super harmless but will be hilarious, and I want to hear, like, even not on the podcast, just the reactions you get from people in your daily life. Strangers you don't know, okay? When they're being nice to you, in conversation, refer to them as my friend.
Yeah, bro.
See what they say, man.
Bro,
See what they
totally.
say.
100%,
thank you,
man.
my friend.
Thanks, my friend.
That one dude, when I had
feel
that
like my
travel
Uncle
in
Jay does
California,
that.
Uncle Jay totally has that esque to him. When I was in California and I took that longboard adventure and I saw that old man, and I said, "What's up?" And he said, "Nice to see you again, my friend." It literally was life changing for me.
Yeah.
Of just to call us like, and then, yeah, dude.
And now he's my best friend, dude. I got him on Facebook. We talk every 3 months, man.
What's up, my friend? It's just like, bro, my friend, and something else I learned, sweet, and why I've been really focused on remembering people's names is, and I have to say it to be true, like, to hear your own name is one of like the sweetest sounds of life for people, to hear someone actually say their name. I just thought that was a beautiful thing, because who doesn't, like...
Right, and how often do you actually say your own name? Like,
yeah, other than when you say hello.
Say your name, right?
And
I say an aspect of my name quite often because I call a lot of things beautiful. But that's not saying my name still. But there is part of me after every time I say it that's like...
well, like, you hear my name get
Same.
called...
Heaven, 7,
Evan.
11,
Brett.
Fret. Bored.
Brett.
bread.
Brett, yeah. Brett.
Bert. Wirt.
Yeah, it's funny to have two names so to actually go by.
I definitely refer to you as Bert more than Brett.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of other people who know you call you Bert.
Yeah, Bert's actually grew on to be an A.
Yeah,
but I call you Bert more than I've called you Brett probably since you got the nickname Bert.
I've realized Bert's my demon.
That's probably why I like that one more. It's like the angelic side.
I was
so making me feel
so
bad.
high in my room the other day, and I was like, it's like music and like with the Trinity beat thing, tranquility is like the light and the group connection. Brett Christopher is the light and dark coming through, and Bert's brain's like my dark of not giving a fuck, no intention, just letting the mind rip. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's how the music's channel out of me for sure.
Well, fuck yeah, boys.
Oh, good banter.
Yeah, thank you.
Banter.
Thank you for being on.
Thanks for
your first time.
Good chilling.
Thanks for coming back, brother.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
And
before we go, I just want to say,
closing
thanks.
statements.
And don't forget, if your name's Andrew and you made it this far, tell us which dragon you do.
We gotta know. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. The next episode will be out, I'm hoping by... Yeah, no, never mind. It's going to be next Friday because this will be today, Friday, when you guys are watching this. But tonight is Thursday. And yeah, I love you. See you then.
Cha-ching.
Peace, love, rock and roll.
Goodbye, moon man. You say goodbye.